repeatedly to visit it, but also to just go and take in all the good energy. So that's one just recently, I think, is one of my favorites.
I think that's really great.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It is about bringing, that laughter and light to downtown, and no better way to do that than through children, of course.
Yeah.
But a way that I like to do it is by
Yay!
putting on Celebrate Downtown.
Yeah.
So that is
well, I guess that
night.
too. Your event last year was really so incredible, and your board has done so well.
Yeah,
all
everyone
of you.
has done
it's
amazing
really
contributions
remarkable.
to make this event happen, and it's just a night of goodwill. It's a night to celebrate.
Yeah.
I know that we, our hearts are heavy, but they're not broken. If I can quote Hunter Heggie on that one.
Yeah.
And we're just better together. And
Totally.
I think that that's something that really makes downtown special.
Yeah.
So you're you're starting kind of a new project, and I know a lot of people, talk about, the opioid crisis and the impacts that it's having on downtown and on our community and in business and everything else. And I do know that we are, we are vulnerable, but we're vulnerable together. And I think, I'm a big believer. It's not about and it's not about, it's not about putting up walls. It's about building bridges. And I know that you're working on a new, kind of on a new project.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Sure.
What's it all about?
Yeah, it's called Let's Bridge. So like Lethbridge, but all one word, Let's Bridge. And it's just a social enterprise. It's like an intentional social enterprise that I'm setting up. And I guess, Plum for 6 years has been just so fundamental in my life, and I think what I'm really great at is building teams, and I think that's something I've been able to do, is create longevity in a restaurant environment, which is almost impossible. And through the work that all of us have done together, that really enabled me and empowered me to step outside of Plum as well. And so instead of dealing with kind of a constant flow of turnover and always be training and worrying about that, we've been able to work together and maintain and grow. We had a 10% increase last year in sales over the year before. And so we just hit $1 million in sales. And so whether or not I'm supposed to say that or not, I don't know, but that's a 500% increase from where it was 6 years ago. So the work that we've done to be able to do that has been through the longevity of the team. And because of that, it's allowed me to kind of step outside of the walls of Plum and really look at the community in general. And what I have found there, I think in the last 6 months that I've been really focusing on this, is a lot of hunger. And I'm a restaurant person, and I'm a mom. And that hunger we can identify with, whether it's emotional or social issues, real hunger, whatever it is. There's a hunger and a need downtown, and I just couldn't turn away from that. That's what I do, is we feed people, and we care for people, and we celebrate with people. And there was no way I couldn't take the talents that we have to do that and not kind of hug our entire downtown with it. So
I love it. That's amazing. So I love the name, Let's Bridge.
Let's
oh
man.
Bridge.
Yeah, what? It just came to me.
Did it really?
Yeah, I was. I have an idea for another restaurant a couple years from now that actually is a restaurant with a living facility next to it. That's a private rehabilitation for addicts. And then people can work in the restaurant, live next door. So that's a passion project of mine, and it's actually called Next Door, which is kind of cool. But I was listening to a song by NACO and Medicine for the People called Build Bridge. And I was singing the chorus, and it was like, I'm here to build a bridge, let's build a bridge. And I was like, let's bridge? Like, what? It's better than meth bridge. And what's a leth bridge anyway? So I thought, we should put ourselves on the map as something besides meth bridge. And I thought, Let's Bridge is just, let's bridge from the west side, let's bridge from the south side, let's bridge to the reserves, let's bridge to the municipal government, the federal government, let's bridge to privatization. And so it just kind of came, and I was like, this is too easy. And then I registered the email account letsbridge2020@gmail.com, and I was like, what? Like, nobody's using this? So it sort of just happened.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
I love that
thanks.
story. It's a fabulous name. When I first saw you post it, I didn't know anything about the project or anything. I just wrote, like you just said, hey, Let's Bridge, Lethbridge. I was like, that's a tagline I can get behind.
Yeah, thank you. My lawyer was like, huh? What do you want me to copyright?
Good, you copyright.
Yeah.
Nice, good.
Yeah, working on that.
So where are you at with this project? It's pretty, from my understanding, it's kind of in the inception stage, if you will.
Yeah, so I guess, I personally sponsor some people's rehabilitation. And so doing some work down at the site, I mean, really, I have my dog Blue, and He's a sheepdog that came to my family through some beautiful friends of mine, and it just was a matter of serendipity. And so we spend a lot of time walking, and to have a dog that is able to be with me as a companion but also as a protector has really enabled me to have freedom and to be able to be out at night, to be able to do things without a man, which... What? Who knew? So I have a man. His name's Blue. But anyways, it really empowered me to be able to spend time doing things that otherwise I might have felt vulnerable.
And we're talking about like going out and doing things in kind of more of the, you know, lesser than areas of the city.
And it was more, let's just walk. And I mean, I'm an adventure seeker, so I'm somebody that's on the roof of the buildings, and like, you know, I'm always like, what about this and what about that? And if I could like lurk in the alleyways, that would be like the most ideal job for me. So anyways, I just started doing that with Blue, and then I started meeting people, and then I found people that were having a great difficulty with detox and getting to detox, and then the rehabilitation process after that. And it's quite difficult in Lethbridge to actually get the support you need.
Yeah, I know. It's a huge misconception. People think that there is amazing organizations and there is a lot of support, but you know, it's not that it's
difficult when you don't have a driver's license, or you don't know your birthday, or
maybe you've got some reading, some comprehension.
Yeah, it's difficult.
You know?
So anyway, so then I just was meeting people, and I just was like, but I can help you do that, or I can help you do that. And so it started sort of through personal sponsorship of rehabilitation for people, and then I met the Sage Clan, and I had known them. Or known of them, but then I really met them and was talking to them about what it is I was doing, and I asked if they would mentor me, and that was just the best thing I ever could have done.
Yeah.
Like for my soul and my heart, and they have embraced me and welcomed me into their clan. It takes time, and I think that I'm sure that there was a worry. They would never say that to me, but I'm sure there was a worry that I was doing that for Facebook posts, or I was doing that to gain steam or credibility with my business. And so to be able to build trust, to say this is real and there's a crisis, and if I have talents and abilities to help this crisis, whatever they are, I'm being called to act on that. And one of the best ways I can do that is to keep myself safe, to keep myself healthy, to train myself well. And so I've really dedicated the last months to becoming trained on how to stay safe so I can effectively work within the system.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love your shout out to the Sage Clan. They were actually the recipients of the From the Heart Award last year at the Celebrate Downtown 2019. We were all just, our hearts were filled with love when we learned about what the Sage Clan was doing, how they were grassroots. They just, nobody asked them. They didn't get any, they're not funded. Like, they just got together as a group of people who genuinely care and want to have a human experience, you know, with people that are struggling in our community.
Definitely. And it's a lot of connection to the reserves too. And so when we're out working, and we patrol 3 times a week, but we patrol every day and we work every day. If somebody needs detox and it's Sunday night and it's not a night, or somebody's in a desperate situation, we find a way to make that work, and it's not always comfortable. I have thought that I had lice 2 weeks ago, and it was a real threat. And I was like, oh my God.
Gosh.
Like,
that sheepdog has a lot of fur too.
Yeah. And I was like, this is real. And I'm like, okay, good, shave it, man, if we have to. But it's putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Just in the heat of moment, you're just making these decisions. But I'm just so blessed to have trust within the clan, and to be able to provide some offerings to them as to what we can do from a business standpoint, or from a team standpoint, or community standpoint.
And a community standpoint,
Yeah, I was walking Blue the other night, and the police were looking for a missing 14-year-old, somebody that was in need, and we were talking, and you know, they said, like, have you seen this person? And, you know, then I'm able to say, I said, well, did you talk to Sage Clan? And the person, the cop on patrol didn't know about Sage Clan. And so I think there's a bridge right there where we have to build trust that we're all working on the same thing, instead of worrying about who's taking advantage of situations or who really cares and why. And so through that, we were able to locate the person and make sure that they
Oh,
were
good.
okay. And so, but for me, I was like, Google. I'm like,
Google.
go ahead, don't show me that picture. We'll deal with that in a minute, but Google Sage Clan.
Yeah.
If you don't know, these are the people that are really out here every day.
That's right.
On the streets,
And
taking
know
care
the
of people.
who are
Yeah.
who are living on our
Yeah,
on the
and they know
streets.
their aunts and uncles and grandparents and elders. And so sometimes we meet people and it's like, we're calling your mom. Like, your mom's coming. Or the elders are coming. And that's the beauty that the Sage Clan offers, is a deep connection to the reserves and to the history of maybe why these people are there, and to help hold them accountable through family support or creating family support if that family support doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge part of what it is that we're doing downtown.
That's amazing. I know like the Sage Clan has changed quite a bit, and having worked, kind of coming in, being accepted into the clan and working and mentoring with them. Like, I know that you can't speak for what's going on, but like, kind of what do you see happening here for kind of moving into 2020?
I think that there's going to be, through Let's Bridge and through other organizations, a call to action. And so it's for me, it's become urgent, and it has become a fact that if we do not start to take action and allow ourselves to be uncomfortable, but still to create and to construct. So there is a great protest in constructing. And so I think that's where I'm at right now, is to construct something or things that can actually make movement. And that is uncomfortable. Trust me, I'd love to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go down to, I don't know, Cuba and go hang out for 2 weeks. But instead I'm looking and saying, no, how can we invest in a kitchen space? How can we invest in good food services? Whatever that looks like. But it's time to wake up, that eternal call within who you are. And it's time to say, what can I offer? Who am I, and what talents and experiences have I had leading up to this point that may be of service?
Of service, yeah.
And that sometimes comes with being uncomfortable, but it also comes with just saying, my life is feeling not as full as I wish it did. But I have resources, I have education, I have the ability. How can I provide? And through that, it's just this beautiful exchange with your soul that you end up feeding a hunger that you didn't realize how much it was affecting your life. Whether it's through emotional lockdown, that you're afraid to come downtown or you're afraid to leave your building. I think about our friends at the library and the emotional lockdown that has settled into that organization because of the extreme things that they see. We need to provide love and support, but we also have to look at who's on the doorstep and say, if Mary Magdalene is on the doorstep at the library, how can we open the doors to her to help her, but also provide the emotional support to the team that is deeply impacted by that. So it's a balance. And then if you create a bridge between those two things of trauma support and education, then things can happen. So that's just one example.
Beautifully
thanks.
put. Absolutely. I've got
Thanks.
shivers and chills. Absolutely.
So it might be lice.
I know.
Just kidding. Right.
I'm like, it's got to be my head.
No,
So-
it's good. I'm good.
So you mentioned some call to action. Like, do you need any support right now? Is there anything that you're like, any particular person or skill or support that you're looking for today?
Yeah, when Let's Bridge starts, there will be specific calls to action that really are very specific, like this is what we need now. I think one of the best things right now is educating yourself about Sage Clan. And if you don't know who they are, look them up. And then we patrol Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So I'm inviting people that are really hungry to make a difference to come on patrol with us and just to learn and to see. And then what you take away from those experiences plants seeds within you, and then you can't sleep at night. And then you wake up in the morning and everything you thought you knew, you don't. And that's a really beautiful thing to do. And then what I do is pay attention to what it is you're feeling. So the people that I invite to come out with us, part of the work I do in the after part of that is to help facilitate the feelings that you have and to find the things that really resonated with you, and then help you find the action that you feel has kind of settled into your experience and then into your soul as to what you want to do. So I think there's that saying where it's, once you are awake, you shall remain eternally awake. And so part of that is the awakening and the call to action with what you felt resonated within yourself. So just come and walk around. Like,
so what do you think would be most surprising? Like, I know that I can answer that because I've I've lived in extreme poverty. I've lived in the ghetto. I've lived day to day, meal to meal, moment to moment, like wondering how am I gonna, where this is gonna come from, where that's gonna come from. And we always said there's much love in the ghetto, and it's because
Man,
you
the
do.
love.
Yeah,
I
the
get
love.
so excited to
I know.
go to my ghetto.
I know.
Like I gotta go chain smoke with my friends. Like I get so
know.
excited.
And it's
it's real.
It's just
real.
it's a kind of a barter economy, or
Yeah,
like,
it is, totally.
Like, totally. It's like,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got an
you
extra,
gotta
I got
pack,
an extra
man.
hot dog. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And like I got some extra
Cigarettes
or
crystals,
mittens or whatever.
mittens, yeah, the barter
whatever
system.
it is totally the barter system, and that's how everyone gets through on the street by being a community of just common understanding and love and care, and it's what gets everyone through the day. Like, it's because the days are long when you're on the street. Yeah, they're very
and
long
cold.
and
It's
cold.
minus 30, dear Lord.
So you really actually, for me anyways, from coming from that, not that I lived anyways, from coming from, not that I came from there, but I just had a life experience that I was in that environment
And that's
for quite a while.
that came to you for a reason, right? And look at you now.
Look
Here
at me
you
now.
are. Here you are.
Well, I had to
Here
do
you
some.
are.
I had to do some
Beauty.
serious work to get to
Oh,
where,
yeah.
to where I am
I
right
get
now.
it.
Absolutely, some
Yeah.
personal development and things like that. But like it's the heart that I would think would be most surprising if somebody were to maybe step out of their comfort zone and go on a walk with the Sage Clan. It would be the actual love and care that is felt within the community.
Yeah.
What do you think would be?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, again, it's an opioid crisis. It's real. So there's real despair. There's real drug use. There's real predators. There's real crime. And I think the reality of it all is just to be like, whoa, this is real. And not everybody is good. And not everybody is safe. And so to identify that and to say, yes, the threats that I'm feeling or that emotional lockdown I'm feeling is real. But how can I govern myself within that system to stay safe and to see through the fear? Because if you can go through the fear in anything that we do, there's solution there, and there is the ability to create love and space and time. And so it's one of those that it's like, here is the fear and back here is the reality of what's happening, and I'm on this side of it. It's just, you got to just push through that and then go, okay, now I'm in this bubble and holy shit, now I'm like, what am I going to do in there? But that's where then you see community, you see love, you see relationships, you see desire, you see consistency, you see just a cycle of all different kinds of things. So I think that's the biggest thing for me is seeing the people, like seeing people that I may or may not be able to help work with. And then again, they help me too, man. With. Like they help me too. And people help me.
Like, it's not necessarily about helping, but it's about making a connection. Yeah. It's about making connection. It's like people don't want your money. They don't want, but for the most part, they just want the connection and to understand that that there's somebody out there who understands what they're going through and that wants to help, in a genuine way.
Well, and to understand, how did we get here? It is not just meth. It is prescription drugs. It is heroin. It is crack. It is cocaine. It is alcohol. Alcohol is the worst.
It is.
Holy moly. I'm like, supervised consumption sites. Let's talk about what I watch outside of bars.
Yeah.
Right? If we want to talk about supervised consumption and who should be supervised, we can talk about some locations.
Isn't a bar supervised consumption?
Holy cannoli. It's like, whoa, this is legal? Like, how is this okay? Because this is not okay. So I think that it's shifting the lens also to the organizations that we feel are safe. We, as in privileged people that can spend money on alcohol. That's one of the most expensive drugs there is. And so to flip that lens around and say, is the place that I'm socializing more socially responsible than a place where people are trying to use clean needles? Is the place and the people around me, are they less likely to put GHB in my drink than somebody at the site? So if I bring this somewhere and set it, who's going to be the most likely person to potentially drug that? And where is that organization? And why am I giving my money to it? So so we talk about our tax dollars going to the site, but we also bring our money to places that there are predators among us, and relationships within the management structure of those places that don't patrol that, and they don't care, and that's very dangerous too. So I think that it's important to flip the lens and say, how do I spend my time, how do I spend my money, and why do I identify this social situation as safe, and is it?
And is it really?
And
because
is
like
it?
you said, there are predators
Right.
among us, and I think
There's an 18-year-old girl that, sorry to
I was
interrupt,
just
just the
gonna
other
say.
day, right? And that's a safe place.
Right.
But it's not. So we
It's-
have to educate ourselves, keep ourselves able to function in the opioid crisis. We are in an opioid crisis, and we have to start saying what it is.
what it is. Yeah, I
That's
like
it.
calling it by
Yeah.
its name. I think is also very important
Yeah.
because our words matter.
Yeah.
They have impact. You can either speak love and elevate people, or you could speak, hate and
Yeah.
anger and just diminish and shrink
Yeah.
the people around you. So I think using language is a really important. Using words
Real
the
words.
real words.
When I
not-
wake up and I'm like, oh, I just want to sleep in, or I just want to, and then I'm like, it's a crisis. But it's a balance too, right? It's
Yeah.
about work-life balance. And I think that's something that I'm able to share with the Sage Clan is light and love and brightness, and to celebrate this team every day, and to feed my team, and to work hard and play hard, and to be able to build a relationship with Marty and Mark and Jasmine and Tyler and Eric and all of the people at Sage Clan as friendship, and say, let me hug you, let me
Yeah.
feed you. And yes, we're doing serious work, but can my dog come? Can my kids come? And yes, we're doing serious work, but hey, do you have a cigarette? Or have you eaten? Let's play. And so adding this, I feel like the darkness that's happening around us, a big counter to that is light. And so yes, we need to work on the dark, but we need to shed light. And if we bring play and laughter and love and light and music and food and all of these things, the darkness has to give us space.
It does.
So it's not the darkness is going to suck up that light, and I'm like, there goes the food that I just made. Bye. Sorry, darkness. No, that light has to be allowed to flow, and I'm a provider of light, and that's something that I'm very good at. And so that's all I can do is focus on the fun, right?
I tell you, I'm sure everybody knows how to have fun on this.
Right? That's fun. Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because it's the laughter is the best medicine, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I know that we talked a lot about light, but I wanted to ask if you would do something with me, Erica, today, because we're just kind of wrapping up the show. I just wanted to ask if you would be willing to put your heart on for downtown.
Totally.
So we're going to put our hearts on for downtown.
Only if I can use these when you're done with them.
Absolutely.
These would be good for patrol.
Absolutely.
Cool. Use your
So-
Sage Clan heart glasses donation when you're done the shows.
So downtown, I love you. I have a crush on you, and I'm here to support you, and I can't wait to build a future together. I got my hearts on for you, downtown.
Yay.
Great. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Erica, for being on the show. Thank
Totally.
you guys for tuning in. I think downtown's got some great things going on, and nothing better than some social enterprise and building of community and being of service to
And
those
celebrating and
who
what
most
you
need
do.
it, and celebrating downtown. So hey, if you know a downtown champion, someone who is really doing amazing things for downtown, we need you to nominate them. The reason why Celebrate Downtown is such a great event is because people like you nominate the great things happening and the great people downtown. So you can do that. There's a link on the Facebook page where you can go to. It's quite the long link. So just go check out Celebrate Downtown on Facebook and click on the link. It's oh my gosh, www.getinvolvedlethbridge.ca/ourdowntown, and that's where the link is to nominate. We've got 7 categories that you can nominate in, and there's just a brief description of each category and what it's all about. You can nominate as many times as you want, as many people and businesses and organizations as you'd like. There's no restriction. The only restriction we did put actually is we ask that we want you, the nominator, to write a few words about why you're nominating this person or business, and so we just ask you keep that to 250 words. But otherwise, there's no restrictions. Oh, and at last year's event, Core from Today FM is going to be emceeing again.
She's
And we take some, like when a nominator writes some beautiful words about why they're nominating that person or business, Core actually reads what the nominator said about the person they nominated, and it's just a really beautiful touch for the event. But mind you, if you want to remain anonymous, that's also a choice that you can say, hey, I just want to be anonymous. That's not a problem. But if you don't mind sharing your words, we'll definitely use those to promote the person you're nominating. So yeah, www.getinvolvedlethbridge.ca/ourdowntown. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Erica, for being an amazing heart of shining light in our downtown. We wouldn't be the same without you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Doesn't it
Easy
go by
peasy.
fast?
Goes by
It
fast.
goes